I didn't want to make a video about politics, but I have to. In a time of extraordinary greed and high unemployment, where many people in their 20s and 30s, young people who are apathetic about politics and feeling financially lost because they're struggling in education, employment, or training, two young men from the US made headlines and show us that there are higher callings in our life other than chasing after personal comfort or financial security or watching Netflix on a computer. They are selfless. They favor the truth over financial gains, justice over living a life of comfort, and even prison over their iPhones. They are Bradley Manning and Edward Snowden. Both of these US men from the 20s sacrificed their own liberties and future in order to expose the truth about the US government with respect to the war in Afghanistan and Iraq, as well as the overreaching invasion of privacy from the US National Surveillance Program. These men, they were born in the 1980s, the same decade that I was born in. I just feel like a connection with them. And regardless if we think Bradley Manning or Edward Snowden are reckless or guilty in exposing and leaking classified government secrets, I feel that their courage and selflessness and their love for government transparency, which I think is a hallmark of our generation, and their love for their fellow humankind, regardless if they are Americans, Iraqi, Afghanistan, or Canadians, or whatever, should be acknowledged and applauded. And I hope that history will judge them kindly because I think they deserve it. The Guardian's columnist Glenn Greenwald argued very well on behalf of these two young men. He called them whistleblowers, and that they, I quote, did not act with any self-interest in mind. The opposite is true. They undertook great personal risk and sacrifice for one overarching reason: to make their fellow citizen, I would argue the entire world, aware of what the government is doing in the dark. Their objective is to educate, to democratize, to create accountability for those in power. And isn't that what we demand? And the people who do this are heroes, he said. They are the embodiment of heroism. They do it knowing exactly what it is likely to be done to them by the planet's most powerful government, which is the US government. But they do it regardless just because. And they don't benefit in any way from these acts. I just think, what would you do if you were them? Probably nothing.